As the Pelicans get ready for Summer League tomorrow, one move that they made has some huge implications on the Pelicans' future, potentially reshaping their core and signaling a shift in how the front office plans to compete in the West. We're going to take a look at some of the players on the Summer League roster and give you some updates inside this edition of Pelicans Digest. What's good with it, everybody? It's your people, Melz On The MIC. Thank you so much once again for rocking with us inside Pelicans Digest. And don't forget, hit that subscribe button, baby. You know how we do, baby. We give you the best analysis and also opinions about the Pelicans right here on Pelicans Digest. So hit that subscribe button, baby. We really do appreciate you. And thank you if you already subscribed. Appreciate you for rocking with us, man. And let's go ahead and get into some conversations about Summer League and a couple of players that I find kind of fascinating that's going to be playing in Summer League starting tomorrow. But first, want to give you a quick update on the situation involving Kevon Looney, who showed up to New Orleans dressed like Rick James. Got the Rick James hairstyle. Give it to me, baby. I ain't even mad at him for that. I don't know what he on, but this man clearly say he's trying to start a new beginning in New Orleans with the Rick James hairstyle. I ain't mad at it. Taking it back to the early 80s, man, with some pump funk. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. Interesting thing that we've learned about the Kevon Looney contract that he signed. Of course, you know he's the Pelicans' lone free agent that they signed, and they signed him to a 2-year, $8 million, $16 million deal with the Pelicans. But we just found out something interesting that could give us some idea and some shape into how the Pelicans are planning to move into the future. And that what we found out was that the Pelicans have included a second-year team option included in the 2-year, $16 million deal with Kevon Looney. League sources told Hoops Hype, according to Michael Scorto via X. And I think that's fascinating. I think that's very telling on a couple of things. Number one, it shows that this team has put their trust in Yves Missi. I've said this in a video before. I believe Yves Missi is this team's primary rim defender. And a lot of people keep saying, well, y'all need to fill in that hole at rim defense and stuff like that. And I made the argument that Yves Missi is that guy. But you bring in the Kevon Looney to show up and give him some experience and also bring you some championship DNA. And he's a veteran, 10-year veteran of the league and still under the age of 30, still younger than most of these guys that are out there. So you bring in a Kevon Looney to help get Missy together and get him right, and also coach up Queen and other players as well. So when you see that he has a second-year option, that means the Pelicans have complete trust in Missy, and if things don't work out with Looney, you can move off of this contract. It won't be something that's hanging over your head. So, again, startling development in that, giving this man a 2-year with a team option. So which means the team can get out of this deal if they don't feel like Looney's doing the job. So that should make you feel pretty good as a Pels fan, that you know you're not tied to Looney. If you didn't like Looney, you can see that he's not tied to this team forever, and it's not on a bad contract. So I found that very interesting. That they put him on, put a team option in there for the second year. Also tells me that they have some trust in the situation that they have with Yves Missi and the rest of the roster. Now, as we get into Summer League, as it kicks off tomorrow, there's going to be, now we've already discussed that there's going to be a lot of interesting battles for the guard position. Another position that I think a lot of people are going to be taking a look at, especially the Pelicans, is the forward and the center's positions, or guys that can alternate between the two. There's 2 Louisiana-born players. Well, not Louisiana-born, but Louisiana kids who went to school in Louisiana that are on the roster and that's going to be competing for a spot at Summer League. And the first one is going to be Will Baker out of LSU. Now, Will Baker is a 7-footer. A lot of us been saying we need some more bigs around there. Now he's gonna be in a battle with Hunter Dickinson to get on this roster. Even though I don't know if I see him making the roster. I really don't. But let's go ahead and take a look at some information about Baker. He's a 7-footer. He played 27 games for the Iowa Wolves in the G League last season, and he averaged 4 points a game and 2 rebounds in limited playing time. So I think the Pels are giving this guy a look as sort of like, you know, some ways to help get the Louisiana audience involved in Summer League and watching to see what, especially LSU fans. But I don't know if he's going to make the team because his numbers, I wasn't really impressed with his numbers. He's just another big body. I think from what I've read, he has a little bit more defensive stance than he does any kind of offense. So I think auditioning him is a good look, but I don't see Will making this roster, unfortunately. I just don't see it. But there is another Louisiana college player that has been grabbing a lot of attention, has been getting a lot of attention from all of us, especially in the Pels fan base and also amongst the coaching, including Coach Corey Brewer, who said that this guy has been out here working his butt off and been getting up shots and been getting it in, has been pretty much busy in Summer League and impressing a lot of folks. And that's Christian Shumate from Shumate. Shumate? How you say his name? Shumate? The kid from McNeese State, okay? Christian was one of the leaders on this McNeese State team that took him into the NCAA tournament. And one of the things that I remember Joe Dumars saying in his press conference about players that he's looking for is players that can affect winning. And he's really focused on a lot of guys who were important factors on their team, especially in college. And Shumate was one of those players. If you talk to the folks out there in Lake Charles, they love this kid. And at 6'6", playing the forward position, his numbers are okay. Let's take a look at him real quick. Shumate helped to propel McNeese to his second consecutive Southland Conference Tournament championship, as well as his second consecutive NCAA tournament appearance and first ever tournament win. He averaged 12 points and over 8 rebounds and ranks third all-time in rebounds and 11th in all-time scoring over there at McNeese. So what I like about this kid is he can get a shot up. He can also drive very quickly and get into the lane and put up some shots. But that 8 rebounds is very impressive to me. The kid can clean the glass, despite being 6'6". I think he has a very long wingspan. And I think if you're looking for maybe a third or fourth string guard to fill out this roster, forward to fill out this roster, I think he might be the guy that you might want to take a look at. I think he has a lot of upside if you keep working with him. And I think like I said, I watched some of his highlights and I was pretty impressed. And Corey Brewer, in his interview yesterday, said that the kid's getting up good shots. He's moving around and he's impressing a lot of the folks there in New Orleans with the Summer League. So it's going to be interesting to see how he's going to play out in this Summer League and if he's going to be able to make this franchise's roster. Because, again, what we're looking for here, in my opinion, with Summer League is you're looking for maybe one extra roster spot because you got a lot of two-ways. And plus, I need to figure out what's going on with Lester Quinones. We might have to do a video on this cat because I don't know how this kid has survived this roster for 2 or 3 years straight, and he's going to be back on the Summer League roster as a guard while you're still auditioning all these other guards. But I think with Shumate, I hope I'm saying this kid's name right. I'm sorry, and I apologize if I'm saying it wrong. But I think with Shumate, you have some potential there as far as in a forward position. And like I said, those 8 rebounds. One of the Pels' big problems has been rebounding, especially I think what we lack at is in the forward positions and being able to rebound. Because a lot of the times, if you've seen how this offense is run with the Pels, they like to put the forwards in the corners and not so much put them closer to the glass to try to sort of crash the glass to clean up these rebounds whenever these players miss. So I think with Shumate, you have not only a kid that's capable that could drive in the lane, penetrate into the lane, and get some good looks, but also can be there to clean up the glass. And so I like him. I would like to see if he could possibly make this roster. Do you think it's possible he makes this roster? What are your thoughts on that? Or do you like Will Baker? Do you like the Will Baker kid? Would you like to see Will Baker get some minutes in? I think it's going to be tougher for Baker. Because, again, you've already sort of stacked up in that center/forward position. You got Blake Dickinson on the two-way. You got Queen. You got Looney. You got Makovic. So, I as far as with that positioning goes with Baker, I think they're just bringing him in to let him get some burn, be a roster spot for him, let him get some looks with some other NBA teams, but I don't see Baker making this roster. I think Shumate has a bigger and better chance of making this roster due to his potential upside in the forward position, especially with his length. Like I say, just being 6'6", but the kid has hops. He has hops, and he has a nice long wingspan. So I think this is a guy that you can, if the Pels, if you're looking for an extra person to put on this roster, be on the lookout for the Shumate kid. I'm just saying, if he performs very well in Summer League and is able to showcase what he can have, I can see him possibly making this roster. What are your thoughts on it, though? Clap back with your thoughts in the comments. What do you think? Who are you looking forward to seeing in Summer League as it kicks off tomorrow? The first game starts at 2:30 p.m. Central from Las Vegas. They're going up against the Minnesota Timberwolves. So we're going to be covering that, have the post-game coverage, pre-game, all that good stuff right here on Pelicans Digest tomorrow. So make sure you tune in and clap back with your thoughts. Who do you think? Who on this Summer League roster do you like? We would like to see make the team or the Pels extend an offer to. Is there anybody you're interested in? I already said keep an eye out on that battle between Trey Alexander and Antonio Reeves. Keep an eye out on that battle, but also keep an eye out on the forward battles as well. So share your thoughts, hit that subscribe button, and check back with us again, man, as we keep you updated on what's going on with the Pels. It's Melz talking about them Pels inside Pelicans Digest. Thanks once again for tuning in. Hit that subscribe button, and let's keep the conversation going.